Hello and welcome once again to the Awakening with Kelvin Phiri Podcast under the Bridges to Prosperity series. Today I want us to reflect on a case that has dominated national headlines and carries powerful lessons for every Zambian, the case of Bowman Lusambo, the former Lusaka province minister. On November 8, 2024, Lusambo was convicted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Court and sentenced to 4 years with hard labor for corruption, tax evasion, and possession of property deemed to be proceeds of crime. Then, on Monday, 1st September 2025, the Lusaka Magistrates Court handed him another 3 years after finding him guilty of possessing tainted properties valued at 22 million kwacha. This brings his total sentence to at least 7 years behind bars. Before I continue, let me make this clear. This episode is not about celebrating another person's downfall or taking political sides. It is about lessons for our society, for our leaders, and especially for young people who may be watching and drawing conclusions about what it means to enter politics. The aim here is to learn so that we can build a more transparent, honest, and prosperous Zambia. The first lesson is simple. Money does not grow on trees. Every kwacha has a source. For most of us, it comes from salaries, small businesses, farming, remittances, or loans. For some, it comes from investments. But when someone suddenly displays enormous wealth mansions, luxury cars, or properties worth millions yet cannot show receipts, pay slips, or legitimate business records, then naturally questions arise. The court in Lusambo's case concluded that the businesses he pointed to were nothing but bogus fronts, set up to conceal illegitimate earnings. That conclusion alone should stop us in our tracks, because if wealth cannot be explained, it is not wealth at all. It is a red flag. Think about how ordinary Zambians build. 1 year they put up a foundation, the next they raise the walls, and sometimes construction halts because money has run out. That process may be slow, but it is honest. Every block, every door frame, every bag of cement can be traced to a salary, a business, or a loan. Now compare that to unexplained mansions finished in record time, or properties worth 22 million kwacha built without a clear source of funds. Citizens feel robbed because leaders entrusted with resources for hospitals, schools, and roads appear to be diverting them for personal gain. And in Lusambo's case, the court even noted that he openly flaunted these assets on social media, almost mocking the struggles of ordinary people. That behavior was not just unwise, it was a lesson in itself. Flaunting unexplained wealth may bring temporary applause, but it ends in permanent disgrace. Perhaps the most striking line from the magistrate's ruling was this: public service is not a place to get rich overnight. Think about that. Public servants in Zambia are not highly paid. It is therefore impossible within a short time to legitimately amass such wealth unless the sources are questionable. That is a message every politician, every civil servant, and every aspiring leader must hear. Public service is about stewardship, not enrichment. It is about accountability, not accumulation. Another lesson is the growing role of institutions. In the past, powerful leaders appeared untouchable, but this case shows that times are changing. The courts are asking tough questions. The Anti-Corruption Commission is seizing properties. Leaders are standing trial. This does not mean everything is perfect. Selectivity, delays, and weaknesses remain, but every conviction, every sentence handed down is a step towards strengthening Zambia's democracy. It sends the message that no one, however powerful, is above the law. Now, let me speak directly to the youth. Too many young people today look at politics as the fastest route to riches. The thinking is, if I get into office, I'll get contracts, tenders, cars, houses, and I'll finally live large. But Lusambo's story should shake that illusion. He once held high office, enjoyed influence, and flaunted wealth. Today he sits in prison with convictions piling up and more cases still pending. This is not the legacy any of us should want. If you want to enter politics, do it to serve. Aspire to be remembered as the leader who built schools, who improved healthcare, who created jobs, and not the one who built personal mansions with public money. Real leadership is sacrifice. It is service. It is about lifting others, not just lifting yourself. Quick, unexplained wealth may look glamorous for a moment, but it ends in shame. Honest service may look slow and difficult, but it leaves behind a legacy. And finally, let's look at the national impact. When leaders cannot account for their wealth, the whole country suffers. Every kwacha misused at the top is a lost opportunity at the bottom. That could have been money for medicine in hospitals, for textbooks in classrooms, for rural roads, or for salaries of nurses and teachers. Corruption at the top trickles down into poverty, unemployment, and frustration for the ordinary citizen. That is why accountability is not optional. It is the foundation of national prosperity. So what do we learn from the Lusambo case? We learn that money must have a source. We learn that transparency is the foundation of true wealth. We learn that public service is not a personal treasure chest, but a sacred trust. We learn that flaunting unexplained wealth only leads to downfall. And most importantly, we learn that if Zambia is to prosper, accountability must be demanded not only from leaders but also from ourselves. To the youth, I repeat, do not go into politics to enrich yourself. Go into politics to serve, because history honors those who sacrifice for the nation, not those who exploit it. This has been the Awakening with Kelvin Phiri Podcast, Under the Bridges to Prosperity series. Until next time, let us commit to building a Zambia where every kwacha counts, where every house is built on honesty, and where every leader remembers that service, not self-interest, is the true mark of greatness.